Hi.
I'm Jess K.
I'm Jess T.
And we're sitting here talking about post-divorce triggers.
Fun.
Yep.
It's another fun one.
So I am in my year after divorce. Like I'm walking out all the seasons of being divorced. It hasn't been a year yet. And Jess, it's been
4 years of divorce, but 5 years separated or apart.
Yeah. So it might be a little more relevant to my life. This might be like a selfishly led conversation because I'm in that the first Christmas, the first, I just had a birthday, the first, but it's not just holidays and birthdays and anniversaries. So I'll just tell you what happened. Me and my sisters with our families and our husband and our kids always go to the same campground every year. So this is the one that I showed up to without my husband, and I thought it would be fine, but I remembered like a couple happy things. Like my husband always did the games with the kids, like actual board games. He'd bring chess and play chess. So my sister was like, oh, Auntie Jess is going to play games with you. And I actually said no. And I made an excuse that I had to go and leave. But that made me sad. And I didn't think it would make me sad, especially when at the end of your marriage, they're usually not happy memories. So it's not that I had all these magical times camping, but it was just a reminder. It was
the absence.
Of the absence. Yeah, that was a happy memory. So it just got me thinking about how to avoid that more and how to prepare and guard your heart better that first year after divorce. So have you experienced similar?
I have, yeah. In the first year, it was painful. It was, so I can empathize with where you're at. It was the worst, most trauma triggering, painful experience, but I do think it still does come up, it can still come up 5 years later. I think it can probably come up for some people 20 years later.
Yeah.
But I think that the people who still harp on it 10, 20 years later, they really just haven't, that. Yeah, that's a problem.
I think so too.
So
and I've known people. It's 10 years and they're still even just talking schmack and junk. It's like, wow.
So even for that person, they can hear this and relate and hopefully do something about it, because it's definitely not a good look.
Yeah.
And I hope to God I'm not that bitter person.
And it's
forever.
hard to be happy and good in a new relationship if you're carrying that.
Yeah. So I hope it doesn't carry over, and I hope I have grown. I know I have a lot.
What did you notice? How long did it take? Give us hope. Was the second year so much easier? So
no.
Really?
No.
Okay. How long?
It took a good 3 years.
Wow.
At least, at bare minimum for me. Still, there's things that are hard.
Wow.
But for instance,
I'm not saying wow, that's so shocking. I'm not a judgy wow, but it's like.
Well, I did have this expectation. We're big on reframing. I wanted to reframe this ASAP, because I did not want to stay in the pain of I'm a divorcee. Oh my God, my life is ruined. But that is
new narrative.
But to some extent, it was that tragic and that epic that I couldn't get out of it, and I hated that. I hated being stuck in that. So I really did actively try, but it still was really, really hard. You can't control grief. It's grief.
Yes, it is grief. And what's surprising me now going through it, it's not just the birthdays and what your wedding anniversary would have been. It's shared activities. For example, my ex used to love fairs. We live in New England, so we're coming up on fair season, so it's harvest time, and every town has a cute little fair, and I actually can't stand the fairs, but someone mentioned, do you want to go and see a band at this fair? And I am not gonna subject myself to that. But the other flip of the coin is you go to the fair and now it's a redemptive experience where you did it and now there's new, fresh, good memories, almost not letting your ex have the fair.
Yeah.
But
that's good. That's a good point.
And I've done that in some cases.
Reclaiming.
I have. We went on a girls' trip to somewhere where my ex took me every year for my birthday, and it was a little triggering here and there, little memories. We passed the restaurant, but I'm glad I did it because now it's our memories. But I think the key is it's almost like you have to think more in advance and guard your heart, almost make a plan protecting yourself. So I have said no to some things, something simple like the drive-in movies. And I said no because that was a big thing that we used to do. And sometimes I feel like non-divorced people don't understand, or you feel like you should still do it or subject yourself just to be a good sport, or I don't know, just because that's what's expected of you.
Or to pretend like
Just
it doesn't bother you or something.
But no one is going to advocate for yourself. I have learned after divorce, you're trying to take care of your heart, trying to do therapy. Anyone who's grieving needs self-care. And for me, that has been trying to avoid these activities or traditions
that
or experience
that
I'm
triggers.
Guessing would be a trigger. So
yes.
I'm learning to do that. So I feel like I wanted to talk about on this podcast because a lot of women are probably just going through a divorce or still, whatever, still painful. Yeah. So don't be apologetic of that,
right,
and give yourself grace. Like, because sometimes I'll be like, why did that? I can't believe this is making me so sad, or I can't believe that ruined my whole night. It reminds me of, because it is a death of a marriage. I always compare divorce to it's a death. It's a death of a life that you had that's not there anymore. And I remember watching my mom go through the year after my dad passed away. I was 12 and my sisters were 9 and 5. And I remember being in it wasn't even Blockbuster, because Blockbuster wasn't even invented. So it was whatever was like Hollywood Video. And I remember we had to leave right away because I think just seeing movies. And it was it was in that first year, and just her sorry girls and just her crying on the way home.
And had to,
But it's like, oh, it's the same. I mean, yes, death is worse, but divorce is right there.
Yeah, I can't say it is because we don't know, because we haven't experienced the death of a spouse. But I agree. I think that one is dead and gone, and one is dead and creeping around like a ghost.
Yeah,
in your life.
It's almost
really rough,
more painful in a weird way.
Yeah,
and if you share children and have to see the person, forget it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. So I was thinking, okay, I would love to share this with people because I feel like I've done a good job of just saying no to things that people expect you to do or be at or partake in, because no one else is taking care of me right now, right? Like it's God and me. No one else knows the pain of your own personal divorce journey. So it's like, not gonna get,
or your thoughts or your experiences or what you enjoyed or what you hated about something. Like, they cannot begin to understand what's going on in your head. So they really can't judge you for saying I can't do that.
I can't handle it.
But they probably do at times.
Even subconsciously, when you don't understand, it's hard. So, okay, give yourself grace, look for the pitfalls, and then make changes. An example for me is church. I thought I could keep going to the church that my husband and I went to together, and I don't. And that's an example of, I'm going to make a whole nother tradition or experience or whatever.
I think that's so much. That's huge. The new experiences and new traditions, I want to talk about that in a minute. But I want to say, how I am a very visual person. There's a lot of times there's these visuals of kind of like, it's kind of based on privilege stuff. Like, have you ever seen those things where they're lined up on the track? And then in front of one person, there's like no stumbling blocks, and in front of another person, so it's kind of talking about maybe money and poverty and privilege or whatever, or things in the school system. As a teacher, I see a lot of these type of depictions. Yeah. But as you were talking, I was like, oh my gosh, it's the same thing for women. It's like literally you can judge each other for how you're behaving in your arena, right, or in your field. Yeah. But her fields might be sprawling with flowers and bunnies, whereas our field now has all these landmines.
Yeah. That is what it's like.
Yeah. So if I'm ducking and rolling and and totally avoiding and panicking and having anxiety, you don't judge me. Yeah. Because there's no bunnies here.
It's not a magical meadow right here in my life.
Exactly.
And here's another thing that I think is hard to understand, and even has taken me by surprise, because I wouldn't say we were in love at the end of my most recent marriage, and a lot of that last year before we get a divorce, as a lot of people, it was rough. So your family and friends only hear the bad. They only hear that blah, 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 and all the horrible, hurtful things. So I think it's hard for people to understand the level of grief when it wasn't that good. Or, there was part of me that, and it's probably very common with people, that when we did decide to get a divorce, there was a slight relief because you're being released from the pain and the hardship and the tension and all the stuff that, because no one gets a divorce casually, in my opinion, or most people don't.
Right.
So I feel like that has been hard to navigate because things have made me sad that I would have never thought.
Oh my gosh, it's so hard.
It's so hard, and I feel like my mom and sisters, close people that have walked you through it. I feel like I think they're probably shocked. Like, what, you cry every morning still after you came out of that dumpster fire? But it's because it is a death, and until you go through a divorce, there's no way you can understand that. It could have been a rough marriage. You could have not loved each other, could have not even had kids together, or even shared a dog, but something happened, man. And now you are apart, and it's brutal.
It's a tearing, it's like you become one
Severing,
flesh.
Yeah.
And then it's a tear. It's not even like a nice clean cut. It's never a clean cut.
Yeah. So of course we're not going to limp around and feel good all the time.
While you're bleeding out.
You're going to be just, at the grocery store. Like I definitely, ran out of Costco kind of recently. I'm just like, okay.
And the motherhood part is so layered in there, and it's so deep and the guilt and all those things. And like, how does this affect my kids, or how does this affect me? And how has this changed me as a mother? Or how does this change my child's life experience?
Yeah.
So for me, especially when you become a family or you blend a family or whatever the case may be, I'm sure divorce is hard, period. But when you establish a whole family, it's just like, oh my gosh, that was the hardest pain for me, and the biggest triggers were the kids. So that first Christmas Eve, after 18 years, my kids are now going somewhere with their dad on
It's
Christmas
the worst.
Eve.
It's the absolute worst.
Oh, I was
Christmas
devastation.
Eve. Yeah, there's nothing.
Devastation.
Yeah.
Alone for the first, and I was always with my kids and my family, so also kind of alone for the first time, and it's Christmas Eve, and I just like, what do I do?
Yeah.
Sitting at my cold kitchen island. Oh.
Yep.
So I literally got Chinese food at the worst place.
Wow.
That was like, oh. And
your bigger kids weren't there?
No, they all went
Wow.
at first.
You went to bed alone on Christmas Eve?
I think they might have came home, but they had left at maybe 6 for an event with his family.
Gathering.
And I just sat there for the first time totally alone. And
oh, gosh. Yeah, I feel it right now. Like making my blood pressure go up.
Painful. I can't even explain. Yeah. And I was just sitting there eating this really third-rate Chinese food and crying.
Who gets, that's everything about that is so sad.
Yes. But then, fast forward, and it could have went a certain way. You choose how you're going to handle all that. And it could have been all like, I knew I had a tendency to be controlling because I was the mom and I ran the ship. But I was like, I knew he could get me going so quickly. So I decided early, there's like this gray rock method where you just, if they start to try and trigger you or upset you, or you're getting upset, you just like gray rock. Like you have to show no emotion. You have to be no emotion, which is sad, but it's almost how you have to deal with such high conflict divorce.
Okay. Yeah.
So basically within a few years, I had gotten to the point where I was like, I don't care if you have them on Christmas or I have them on Christmas.
Wow.
I will create a Christmas day that's a different day. I'm not even gonna
get into
there.
The back and forth.
So now it's almost like if it's his weekend, it's his weekend. It doesn't matter what holiday.
Wow.
Yeah.
That I'm sure is like shocking and inspiring so many people, because I don't even know if I could do that.
That was hugely.
It must have been a relief, because then the control. Think about it. As soon as Thanksgiving, I'm sure so many divorced moms, I look ahead to see, okay, when is Thanksgiving is always on a Thursday, but like for Christmas, okay, do I have them on the weekend? And then would they wake up anyways? I do that like a year in advance, looking at like their birthdays.
Yeah, I know.
So it must be nice to let go.
But then I realized, and that's the fascinating part, and not to talk too much about him, but I feel like he would jump in there to fight just for the sake of fighting to get me going.
Yeah.
And then I realized when I did, just be like, whatever.
Yeah.
Now all of a sudden he doesn't care either.
It. Yeah.
So now it's like I can have them at any holiday or event.
Wow, that's actually very impressive.
Yeah. So And also, I really, truly am not, I can't say I'm not triggered by, obviously, Christmas. Obviously. Sitting there every Christmas for the last 5 or 4 years, alone, opening presents with my kids, and it's just me watching their faces. That is a lonely time.
Still.
Of course, because you're like, but it's gotten better. Every year
I
gets
was
better.
okay with my Christmas morning. Actually,
really?
It was okay being alone. It was actually like a beautiful thing, but it's different because I didn't share kids. It's very different. I've shared kids with my first husband.
Right. So you've already
that was hard.
shedded that.
That was hard, and we've worked it out. Thank God.
But also, it's so reflective. Like, you get triggered, but as long as you take it and you don't just do something crazy. Like, now I'm going to drink, starting with
with
mimosas
in the morning. Eggnog. Yeah, we've all.
As long as you take it to prayer or take it to a friend or a counselor, it does get easier, and you actually learn so much. Like, now I think to myself, sometimes I sit there with my kids and it feels again like I did all of this work. I did all of these things, and it's not really, there's no reciprocation because they're children. They shouldn't have to reciprocate their experiencing Christmas as they should.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll feel like, for a split second, I'm like, oh, nobody like got me anything, or stupid thought.
Yeah.
And then I realize, oh wait, I've had this thought for 18 years because I still wasn't getting anything, even married. So am I really missing out?
Wow.
Actually, there's now space for all those things to come into my life. So
totally, that's a good.
Yeah.
That's very.
I think it's what you do with the trigger,
Yeah. Yes. And the other thing for me, especially this year, if you have mutual friends that talk about the ex, so I had to block my ex on all the socials. I don't know how anyone doesn't at least unfollow so you don't see the updates or the Instagram pics.
Oh yeah,
like,
I had to.
That's like a must.
It's an absolute 100% must.
Yeah.
Because the info is going to come to you eventually. If it's that epic or life-changing, or he's started a new business, like, you're going to find out eventually or something. But
my advice, because I think there are some women that still want to know or just feel it's weird to not to be connected in that way. I don't think it does a body good. I don't think there's anything.
You cannot go play by play after the breakup.
I want to hear something funny. I thought I blocked on all levels Gmail, because some of us, I have been in circumstances where the ex still tries to be in contact. And I'm a really big believer in no contact. If you share kids, then keep it a minimal contact about the kids and parenting. But so I have struggled with that.
Yeah, you're trying.
I've tried on every platform, you guys. And then he found me and started messaging me on Venmo.
No.
Because you can message if you're friends on Venmo. So I'm like, oh, dang.
Did it come with money?
No.
Because,
actually, you know what? I think there was an offer of a Starbucks because he used to pick up
Starbucks. No, you got to do better than that.
Worth it? No, it's not worth a Starbucks. But I was like, wow. I thought I had blocked on Venmo.
Might have been tempting if he threw you a cool 1,000.
Yeah, not a Starbucks. So again, being proactive about it, though, I just took a walk with a mutual friend who's friends with my ex, because unfortunately we shared the same friend group. And I just said, just so you know, I don't want to know about so-and-so, his name. So you have to sometimes, again, like, protecting your heart, looking for possible. I had anxiety thinking about going on a walk with her, just because it also brought back so many happy memories because they were. I
actually think that's it. Not only is it important, but I'm kind of thinking, how can you still maintain mutual friendships? And I'm sure there's some people out there.
It is so hard.
But to me, I think I've seen it too. I think I've watched. And what happens is, really, there's just a whole bunch of gossip and like junk talking.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, people do kind of have a side.
I know.
So when you still try and pretend like we're all big, happy family.
That's hard.
It's really, you're having a disingenuous like relationship with with one of those people.
Yeah,
something seems
very
shady.
tricky, or maybe it's possible, but it's like a 1%.
Yeah,
if it was an amicable split and they went their separate ways and they wished each other
good,
but that's a very.
I guess the health of each of the individuals in the party that were married probably does dictate how much family or friends can interact. I just was talking to a girl that we used to know. I ran into her. I never told you this. And And she had gotten divorced, I guess, like 15 years ago. And she was saying, I was like, oh, well, have you been dating? Like, how has divorce been? Have you had significant relationships? Like, me and my friend talk about this all the time. And she was like, I tried here, I tried there. I had a little, maybe 8-month thing. And she was like, but she goes, I kind of regret it. And I was like, what? She's like, I really regret it. She goes, we're really close friends still, but he's in a relationship. And I was like, ooh.
Wow, that's so hard.
And I think she's the one who initiated it or something.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure. They were just young. We were just all so young in this faith, having us get married early. That was, I don't know.
Yeah.
But now she's almost like, I've just resigned myself to, I'm probably going to be single for the rest of my life. I was like, no, girl. Like,
oh my gosh.
And she was like, no, really. And
yeah, it's so complicated. Yeah. My thing is, so I didn't have shared biological children with my second husband, but had stepkids. And my stepson was always really close with my son, like true brothers. So he sleeps over once in a while.
See.
And the most painful, so I still know what he likes.
Yes.
He doesn't like butter. He likes his cereal with like a certain kind of milk, and he'll just,
that's incredible.
So
That's very messy.
I'm not sure what
sticky.
to do about that. I've had people say, you can't keep letting that happen for your own sake.
You really can't.
But it's the sake of the kids, like my son.
For a season, but I don't know if that's good for. Is it really good for them to?
I think
that this thing is still.
It could perpetuate, though. It really could. I mean, there's no reason. I think that would be beautiful, and they'd just end up best friends.
It just goes to show how, like, just how divorce.
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
Yeah. Well,
Like,
that's a whole other episode.
Happiness. Yes, if you are being abused and all that, and abuse comes in many forms and fashions, like we were talking about. It could be emotional and insidious and all these things. So we're not talking about that. But at the end of the day, the fingers that stretch out from divorce and the long term, the far outreaching epicness of it,
Yeah.
you really can't even see some of it.
I know.
How far-reaching the impact is.
Yeah,
And it's like
waves that just keep on going after an earthquake that you don't even see or hear or feel or
so
expect.
is it worth that?
Yeah.
There's lots of trigger. The
It's
sound
a
waves
huge
that
trigger,
go out
but what even
20 years down the line.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, because here we are. And I think what made me bring that up with the stepson is he'll talk to me about things like, so my ex-husband is building a new house. And I'll be like, yeah, like I can't sleep because the guys are there and they're drilling. We don't have a driveway yet. It's gravel. It's a circular driveway. We're at the end of it. I never wanted to know. Like he moved back to a different town. So it's like, honestly, as he's talking, I feel like stab in my heart. I'm smiling, and it's like to the point where, because we're talking about advocating for yourself,
I should
and
be
now
at Home Goods.
yeah,
For that house.
I mean, so much about that. It makes me so sad.
Yeah.
So I'm at the point where I'm like, maybe I'll just say, hey, buddy, you know what? Like next time he comes over, like, I'm so happy you guys are happy. I don't want to know about it or hear about it. But then is that selfish and just puts more weirdness on this poor kid?
But he has to,
edit
or,
it's not avoidable. Like,
it's that he has to censor.
Which
conversation
doesn't seem fair, and it's the unavoidable,
unexpected.
Yep, it really
That's the thing. That's what it is about the word trigger. It is not a prescribed. Like you're saying, you want to try to go into it. This might be a trigger. You can maybe prescribe the possible, preemptive.
You can lessen it, but it doesn't.
But it can come out of nowhere because it's a trigger. So even if you've best laid plans of mice and men or whatever, and you thought you could control it, it could be standing in a movie store.
And you know what I've learned, or I'm still working through, that I think will help people is, okay, so when you get that trigger, like that anxiety that like it catches you off guard, you could be in public or just sitting watching TV, because sometimes a thought will just pop in your head, which we talked about during other. So what do you do with that?
True.
I have like mantras that I wrote out.
Okay. The writer.
Or it's
writes
just
her
like
way out.
3 truths that I feel like dispel most of the triggers, because the triggers will be like, oh my gosh, I want to be back together,
With him.
married,
Yeah.
or oh my gosh, we should have stayed married, or what? And I'll just have these, I won't say them out loud, but like these 3 truths.
I think you should
Say them out loud.
Yeah.
I
Or
feel like
one.
I'm always where I never want to like throw exes under the bus or anything like that. So like,
so the
honoring
mantra,
what we had. It's more of like I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings.
The mantra is a reminder of what.
Yeah.
Was.
Just,
Okay.
Or like,
I didn't know if it was
gotten. God said this. Like, yeah. Maybe we'll talk about that, the creation of mantras in a different episode. But I didn't think about it first.
Because at first I was thinking just like positive self-talk or like a scripture.
No, this is like specific. Ooh. Like, this is why you got a divorce. This is why you shouldn't have been married. Okay. This is why. So I can't ignore the bad feelings that the triggers evoke.
Right.
I've been making myself deal with them because they'll just ruminate and they don't go away. They just keep going deep down. And I think that's the way to eventually have the triggers lessen or have less damage.
There was this one stupid thing that, everybody doesn't have time to just sit around and like listen to content or whatever. I was newly divorced during COVID. Yeah. And no one was working, and it was like there was a big bloom of content. So I would just lay in bed and be like, listen to any YouTuber who could give me advice, therapy, thoughts, all these things, divorce.
That's what I do right now. That's where I'm at.
Cheating, all the things. Yeah. And one little thing that stood out was a woman who said, think of all the things that you couldn't do with that ex.
Wow.
And create little reminders. So she said that her ex hated red nail polish for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And so she was like, and I liked it. And so now I always have red nail polish.
I do stuff like that.
And she said, and she's like, so think of something that you didn't like that maybe now you can do and set that as a reminder. And so in my case, and in yours, my ex was a little shorter than me. Mm-hmm. And I'm a very tall girl, and I have experienced being with a tall man, and that makes you feel so
good. So good.
So cute, and he's so big and strong. And I would always shrink being with my ex. Yeah. And literally in church, like worshiping, I'd be like one of my legs
would cross your leg to make you like hunch down.
Yeah, hunch, and then I'm like, yes, Lord. And really, I was like, ugh, I feel. And he probably didn't even care.
I don't think they cared.
I just felt so big and so tall and so I felt like a big Amazon woman. So anyway, that was another thing. I was like, I can't wait because the next man, husband, whatever, he's gonna be tall. Mm-hmm. And this is literally him gone for a month. And I put like a pair of heels next to my bed so that every day I could wake up and look at those heels and think,
yes, that's what I'm talking about. This is a new season, something different.
It's so silly and it's so little.
That's actually not silly.
Oh, okay.
All the tall girls out there, we know that's not silly. That's
got me through a lot.
Yes. I feel like we've said to each other, because we're both 5'9", we're both tall. Mm-hmm. We're like, don't let me, I don't want to sound.
We're not shallow. Well, we wouldn't have been married to them if we were shallow.
And I would again. Like I would do anything for love. But I feel that.
It's
not
huge.
like it's huge. Yeah.
So we're still waiting on that. But it could be even, in other words, mantras or that little having a pair of heels next to your bed or red nail polish, whatever. Mm-hmm. Little things help ground you out of the trigger.
Yeah.
Do it.
Totally.
Do it.
Yep. Another thing I've learned to do that's hugely triggering is it's the stupid reminders for the Google Photos and the Facebook time lapse. And
I hate you, Facebook.
Yeah. I would love, please put in comments, like, do you guys delete all of your photos from your phone and Facebook? So I still have my wedding on my Facebook because half of them are with my girlfriends. And I don't want to delete all the, because my kids are in so many, like, vacation photos. Yes, so I want to delete those. I really would love to know. What do most people do?
I went through, after a year or two, I did go through and start to delete some. And I don't know what I was, I think in my head, I was thinking, I look so, if someone else looks at and not that I was younger then.
Yeah.
I thought if someone else looks at my page, they're going to think I'm still pining away and like,
yes,
attached to him.
Yes.
But I was having a hard time because I'm like, that is 18 years of my life, and
It's
that's my
your
child's
life.
children's
Yes.
father.
Yeah.
And it's their memories too. So am I supposed
Yeah.
to delete every time we were in Disney or something?
Hey,
So I think what I did is I went and I deleted mostly the ones that were just he and I.
yeah, I did some of that.
And I think I didn't even delete them. I think I put like them on
Archive.
archive.
Yeah.
Because like,
No, that's good.
what if he did, like, God forbid something happens to him and my kids want to know?
Or you have to do the funeral board.
Oh God,
You need funeral board pictures.
Ugh.
Yeah, there is an archive option, guys.
Jess,
just
that
if
was
you don't know
real.
that. Yeah, well,
But we
sadly
think
happens.
that's how much,
Yes.
again, how widespread this is, that you have to think that far in advance.
And
that,
I didn't know. I thought for sure I would just delete them all. And it's like something stopping me. And I get really sad every time I do it. You know, it's so funny. I will share with you. My ex, and we've only been divorced like 10 months. He was in constant contact. And I don't know why he shared this with me, because it totally sent me spiraling. I wanted to stab his eyeballs out. This is just through text. Because he said, yeah, he was talking to a girl and she went on my Facebook and saw all of our pictures and realized we need to make it work because I obviously still love him. So A, can't believe he shared that. No one wants to know if your ex is dating, which I'm going to talk about next. B, sometimes, do you guys ever see on Facebook you should be friends with? And half the time that's people that looked at your profile and that's why it comes up. There will be these random middle-aged women and I'll just be like, really? I'm literally judging these women because I did it too. Like, find out the ex-wife's name, go right on to Instagram and Facebook.
yeah.
I mean, everybody does.
Everybody does
maybe
it.
some.
But
so I'm always like, really?
I think social media, thank God I blocked him. He blocked me early. Again, because it was a little more contentious, but I'm so thankful for it because he really jumped right into a relationship and was in a full-blown, like, love affair. Like,
I really feel like you lived the
my
nightmare.
last love. Like, he was posting about, like,
Yep.
she might not have been my first, but she's my last. It's like, oh my God. I was like,
gosh.
this is crazy.
Yes. And when you have mutual friends, I've had people screen grab things or comment on it, even making fun of it, but I don't want to hear it. We don't.
And you kind of do, but
the least the better.
So the info does come to you. You do take the bait and you're like, let me see. And then you regret seeing it because now you can't get the image out of your mind.
I never want to see her, no. I never want to see her, no.
That really did help my healing, not having it in my face. Thank God.
Yes.
Because it was...
But what do you do about the pictures in your phone? So like I have an iPhone. If you just scroll down, say you're trying to look a picture of something else,
the memory that pops up.
Beach memories, rock climbing, memories. It's like...
I sit with it and I'm like...
You do?
Yeah, I look at it and I'm like, wow, like, ugh. And I just freaking feel the feels. And then because yes, they still do come up a lot.
Yep.
I'll even just see a picture. Oh, I have videos of dancing in our kitchen and you can hear everyone in the family's voice, you know, and you can hear their dad and
it's killer.
And it's hard because it throws you back.
Yeah.
Into a time where maybe most people could just have the nostalgia of, oh, remember this? Remember this? And,
yes, 100%. And that's another thing. Like, another trigger is if your ex is moved on or having the best life, they become a world traveler or something that they would never do with you or whatever it is. If you have shared kids, you are going to see each other. And, like, I'll never forget meeting my first ex-husband's girlfriend. Now they're married and I should really like her. She's great. But there's so many different feelings involved in that.
So crazy.
So what do you do when your ex is moving on? And again, I think the answer to that is minimal. Don't ask questions. Don't ask your kids questions. Don't be tempted to go look at new girlfriend on social. It just is such bad energy.
And it will get better. It will get better. But in those moments, you think it's like the end of the world.
Yeah.
Speaking of funerals, that was one of such a random thing. But I get a little weird paranoia thinking where I was like, well, what if he does die? I just thought if this man gets in a car accident, like we weren't even divorced and they're together. So it's like, if this man gets in a car accident, I'm still his next of kin.
Like you're in the room and she's out looking through the glass.
That would be crazy. Like I'm going to decide whether to pull the plug or not. And your girlfriend's here. And then if we have a funeral, like Who's
talking?
Who's planning it? Who's standing in the line? Who's shaking hands? I can't not be there for my kids. So are we next to each other?
It's bizarre. And I've seen that play out in real life.
And it could have. And so to me, I would tell him, I don't think you understand how deep almost 20-year long relationship with 5 children is, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
I know.
It's me they're calling if you get in, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Totally.
And then I got in a car accident, and it's like, I had to call him.
So crazy.
I had to do surgery with his insurance. Like,
wow. Yes.
But at the same time, I had to take him off as my emergency person because it's like,
I know.
Wild.
I know. And I was just bragging about, oh, no contact. But I had to text the ex a couple weeks ago because I think he had the birth certificates of my kids and he needed a driver's test. So,
all of that.
And then I had a taxes question in the spring, and there was just something
all
too. Oh, if you have a certain kind of TV, if you bought it when you were married, it'd be logged into someone's Gmail account. So my whole Samsung TV, every time I have to get an app, it has to ping his Gmail. I mean, it goes on and on.
Even still, like my Netflix or one of those things is his email.
Same.
But I have the password, but it was because it was our joint account. Right. But now even just trying to watch my favorite show,
you gotta see his
I have to see
profile. Me too. But it's not worth that. I'll take that pain for $10 a month. Like that's where my cheapness comes out. I'm like, and you're prepared, so you know it's gonna show up there. Oh my gosh! But one thing I wanted to say about the pictures coming up and like the memories and stuff like that. So I've learned, and I've read a lot, and I'll follow all these people. So the consistent piece of advice there is don't romanticize the past.
It's like amnesia. We have relationship amnesia.
Yep.
And all of a sudden you could think it was better than it was. You know?
Totally. Like cognitive dissonance.
Yes.
You bring that up.
Yes.
It's just like, don't those flashbacks or the pictures or the Facebook time hop. Don't mistake those feelings for feelings of love or feelings of loss. Yeah. Like just because divorce is a loss doesn't mean you lost love and a healthy relationship.
On the topic though, I want to say you said like you have to change things or not go to things. I agree. I think you need to not do all the same things that you used to do.
Yeah.
But I think it was such a shock to the family system that I tried my best to hold the line, like nothing's going to change for the kids, right? So I was like, we have to go to the same church and we have to do all of these things that we used to do just sans
to keep up
the husband.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I thought I was doing that for them. And as throughout the years, so much is changing and so much needed to change that now that I'm finally letting it change.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is actually the healthier version of me because you don't realize how much your identity gets enmeshed with another person.
I know.
So you are not that same person that you were married to that person. Even in the first year, you have to start saying, who am I? What is my identity?
Yeah.
Who was I prior to this marriage? It's important to know who you were, who you are with or without that person.
Yeah.
And who you want to be.
Yeah. That's so good. Yeah. So it's giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself when you get emotional or triggered and standing up for yourself. Like just saying, no, I can't come tonight. I'm having a bad night even. Right. Instead of soldiering through. I feel like the term self-care is a little overused, but I really feel like even when I think of this past winter, I dated when I knew I shouldn't have. And that added such another layer of anxiety and confusion. I didn't do a good job of just protecting my poor heart, but it's never too late. So I learned from that. And now, for example, I don't want to be counting calories and not eating at picnics because I have a date later because I could be a little psychotic about eating. This was the time to like eat the stew, order the pizza. I am recovering. You, at a previous episode, compared it to you're wounded, you can't see it, but you are recovering, just like how you don't heal from a broken leg in a month. Well, you don't heal from a divorce in a month. Yeah. So this is the time to do whatever it takes, honestly, and don't feel guilty about it. It's not you like sitting there feeling bad for yourself or having a pity party or being too insular. This is the year or two to do that. Yes, so we all want to be mom of the year, but sometimes it's like saying no to the kids to doing something that you know is going to like your heart out.
And I did do that, and there is I did feel the same, that we just talked about that too, where I feel like I gained even more after divorce, because I did
Just like
I did do the bed rot and the
ice cream in
stew
bed. I mean, it
and
was
the
COVID.
eating and
Good
the I don't
God.
care what people think, and I don't care what men think, and I don't want.
Oh, I need a
So,
little of that.
yeah.
Just give it to me.
Oh, I was not men forward, and some of those things caught up to me, but it is a healing way, because
Yeah.
now I feel very close to really, really healed, and now I can come back out of my shell.
Totally.
So it's not pretty. Basically,
Yeah,
it's not pretty either way.
Yeah, I know. And a lot of it's unavoidable. So there's going to be,
It's
it's like you're just,
Yeah.
it's like you're shattered and you're slowly gluing the pieces of your heart, but that takes a long
Yeah.
time. You can control everything else around you while you're piecing your own heart to a degree where it's healthy. You can control everything,
100%.
obviously. And then my last thing is like staying busy. So you talked about when your kids left on Christmas and it's that quiet
Finding
time.
something.
Those quiet times, that first like night they go to the dads and you're walking by their bedrooms and there's nothing there. Like, I have learned that just because the kids aren't around and I don't have an activity due doesn't mean I can't be busy. So I've learned to like block out my time. Almost when I was little and I had toddlers, I read a book where the mom said to save yourself from the mind-numbing boredom or the long days of just having toddlers, make blocks of time for yourself. So you're going to do X, Y, Z. So I'm going to go to the gym from 6 to 7. Then I'm going to work on my side project till 9. Then I'm going to watch a show. And then it's not like you have this abyss of time, nothing to do or worry about, no kids.
Yeah, and your mind is just reeling.
Yeah, your mind's
It's
just
like
reeling.
You just placed it somewhere.
Yeah.
And did it.
Yes.
Even if it was a little bit. So
Yes.
it felt okay.
It helps a lot to like make a plan and surround yourself with sort of supportive people. It's like a wellness plan. And I don't think we do it enough.
And
like,
friendships and the
like
going back to girls trip, like those kinds of things, that has been life-saving. Because if you feel like you can't do life without a man, that's a problem. Like, that's a problem if you can't enjoy a really good show and a bottle of wine.
Yeah, it's a problem, but it takes a while. And
I know.
So this is like a taking years.
We're really different in this. This is one thing that we have a lot of similarities and we have a lot of differences. And this is a strong difference. Like, and I don't know why. It's just, obviously it's experiential. Yes.
Yeah.
I'm probably,
avoidant, maybe.
Yeah. At this point.
So you gain.
Anxious avoidant.
Yeah. And I'm just anxious. So it was like, I'm alone. I'm watching a show alone. Like, I just can't, now I do, but it's,
me, I'm like,
encourage people out there. It gets better if you try.
I don't know. Like, you can come in here. You shouldn't be here.
I don't know if I ever want to co-watch a show ever again.
Yeah, I'm like,
and I'm like, whoa. Yeah.
You might ruin it.
Yeah.
Because
yours
I'm
sounds
so afraid.
So much better. Yours is like, I have. Yeah.
It's not though, because, well, that is actually my win.
Okay.
Are we ready for that? Okay.
Let's explain what wins and fails are for anybody that's new, that's listening or watching. We share a win and a fail every week about something that we're struggling with and something that we're celebrating.
My win, I was going to say, I'm going to start with the girls trip. And
we recently took a girls trip.
We did. And I would say, I wasn't going to share this at first, but talking to and dating and getting phone numbers and flirting with like a few people in one, I just was like on my game. I was like, yes.
I was impressed.
I came back out. So speaking of, like, I went very much in my shell. And now I'm coming out of my shell and I'm like, woo, this can be fun.
And it's the first time I've ever seen you in this light because you were married for 20 years, our whole friendship, and you didn't date for a while. No. You only divorced 4 years. So, yes.
That was a win. That's a good memory of like, should I talk to him or should I talk to him?
Yeah. And yes, that was amazing. And you're so, I feel like they just come to you. You're just like a magnet. I was just like, wow.
It was really, and it was encouraging because I am not at what I think is my best. So I'm like, and I'm still pulling dudes. Like, what? This is going to be fun. So there's a part of that was really fun.
So,
but then here's a fail associated with that, because at the same time I was talking to somebody who was like back here in Connecticut at the time. And I had a planned date with that person, and I went on the date, and I knew I have this big thing with attraction. It's like, am I attracted? Am I not attracted? Am I attracted to anyone?
Right, like figuring out.
Am I shallow? Should I settle? Da da da. So even if they're not like someone I'm just like, oh my God, he's so fine.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I'm going to practice, and I'm going to get out there, and I'm going to date. But at the end of the day, I knew I wasn't going to like him. Do you know what I mean? But I was trying. I was like, I didn't like him that much. So I put myself in a position where I knew I wasn't going to enjoy it 100%. But then he came on so strong and so like, like touchy, and like trying to hold my hands through like
On a first date.
Like
That's too much.
through ordering, like,
Yeah, if you're a total stranger holding a meal.
Yeah, and
when
I
you
was
told me that, I was like, nah, it's not normal.
I was kind of triggered, but I like still allowed it, you know, and then just how the whole date went. And then at the end of the day, I almost still felt like I owed him like a kiss, or like, because I was thinking, because I'm about to tell you I'm never going to see you again, but I felt like somehow to make it worth his while, like, and to make him not feel bad, I should at least like give him a kiss.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
I know. It's like falling into old patterns, though.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
of people or making sure everyone else is happy.
Yeah.
And I'm not happy, and I'm not even interested in you. What was that?
I know.
That's a fail. That's a big fail. And
It's a fail, but it's a win that you recognized it.
True.
And I think you just let everybody know, no, there's no second date. Right? So
Yeah,
I feel like
no
that's
second date.
Actually, I think that's huge.
And I did. Yeah, I shut that down immediately.
Yeah. It is tricky, though, with like the attraction thing, especially if it's through apps. It's like, how much it
How
has
can
to
you
count
tell?
a little, but like, how much should you prioritize it? And it's so hard so just to like not beat yourself up. It's not until you meet somebody to me that you could tell if you're attracted to somebody, like how they carry themselves or talk. So it's rough.
It was rough. It's hard. It's very, very hard. But I should not, like, I should enjoy the high of, this is fun, and I'm socializing, and I'm flirting, and people are attracted, and I'm attracted, as far as like personality magnetism.
Yeah.
But to put myself in a position where I'm like letting someone like,
right,
that was weird. And I thought, again, what about me says,
I know, where's the boundary? Where's the self? Because we have a mutual friend who's like so strong. I feel like that wouldn't fly. He wouldn't even, sometimes I feel like, what's wrong with me that I'm putting out that you can even do that?
Exactly.
Because I think if it was another kind of woman or whatever who was healed or not,
it wouldn't even
dare.
happen. Yeah. Exactly. So I'm like, what am I?
Yeah,
I am so sociable, but what am I putting off that says,
right,
you could also kind of have your way?
And also, there's a lot of creepy, insane sociopaths out there, so it could have nothing to do with you, just so you know. But good that you like stood your ground. So yes, that's a win.
Yeah, that's gonna be the not fun part of dating.
I know. That's
creepy gropers. You know. So
yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
So my win is recording this podcast right now because I'm so tired, and I caved to a friend's invitation. Can I share that after your terrible date?
Yes.
So as good friends do, it's like, here's the thing with dating. That's why I'm so glad I'm like taking a break, because you get all dressed up. You put all that energy. You got to sit her for the kids or whatever. And then it's over in 2 hours and you're all amped up and you want to usually talk it out.
Like,
yeah, you did
90
really
second
good.
thing.
Yeah. So I'm like, we can't waste that. So I feel like this has happened so many times with people doing this for me, and me being the friend that's like, okay, let's go out.
Yeah.
Got to debrief anyways, Matt. So we did
exactly.
go out.
It was
fun. But I'm so tired.
We lived another day to tell another story, and it was so fun, and it was so great, and we met all kinds of other new people that are so.
Yeah,
we might not see ever again, but
Jess
funny.
is like talking about. I turned around for 1 second, and there's this perfect stranger talking about world peace and
so
how to,
handsome too, though.
Yeah, they're usually handsome. It's
it
just
was
like,
fun.
you know those mornings though. You're like, 5 hours
I
of
need to
sleep,
go out
can't. Yeah, and I
on a
thought about
Thursday?
canceling. I was like,
We
no,
did.
we can't. Like, I'm not gonna. Cause you know, you set the precedents.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'm glad we're.
I thank you for
proud
that.
of us.
It was so much. It was fun.
Yeah.
It made a win out of a fail.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Let's leave it at that because I feel like it was a fail and a win. So that I'm taking your. All right.
You're doing a double win fail? You can wait.
I'll do another fail.
Wait, let me see if I heard it as a win and fail. You didn't. You went out when you said you wouldn't.
Which is a fail.
But you went out and supported a friend and had fun. And we're still here.
Yeah.
We showed up for ourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. Okay, that's a double win fail.
All right.
I'll take
thanks.
it.
Thanks, guys. Yeah. We would love to hear your wins and fails too. So our comments are open. And if you have any things that get you through the triggers, or like even any good sermons or like book, like anything like that, I love when our comments are full of what's helped you in different ways.
Yeah, reach out.
All right.
Okay.
Till next time.
Bye.